All right, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about how to hit $30,000 a month with your coaching, consulting, or course business in the next 90 days. As you can see here from the overview, I'm literally not going to hold anything back. The video is going to be divided in 6 different sections. In the first section, I'm going to be talking about how to build the foundation for a 30K a month coaching business. Then I'm going to be talking about how to drive traffic to your Instagram profile, meaning how to set up the campaigns, how to manage the campaigns. Then I'm going to be talking about how to turn the DMs into book calls. And I'm going to give you an exact copy-paste appointment setting script that you can start using right away. And then I'm going to just be talking about the final takeaway and the daily routine that you need to follow if you want to hit $30,000 a month with your coaching business. Now, if this is the first time that you see me, my name is Marco. I'm the founder of Advantage Acquisition, where we build end-to-end client acquisition system for our clients. In the last 18 months, we've worked with more than 125 different clients in 17 different niches. And as you can see here, we work with some pretty big names in the industry. And that's how we've been able to develop our system. Today's video, I'm not going to be talking about how to hit 100K a month, 200K a month, 500K a month. I'm going to be focusing on the people that are at the beginning stage of their coaching, consulting, or course business. Maybe they're making 5K a month, maybe they're making 10K a month, and they want to hit $30,000 a month. Because trust me when I say that hitting $30,000 a month is simple. I'm not saying that it's easy, but the things that you need to do on a daily basis are few. And once you master them, you're going to get to 30K per month very fast. So the first thing that you need to understand is that getting to 30K a month is all about simplicity. You need one traffic source, you need one platform, which in most cases is going to be Instagram, and I will explain in a second why that is Instagram. And you need one way of converting traffic into leads, which in most cases is going to be with an appointment setter and a video sales letter. And finally, you need a high ticket offer that is priced at least at $3,000 or more. You need to forget about everything else. And I want to show you this picture here. So as you can see here, on the left, we have your energy being spread out across 10 different things. And trust me when I say that I see this happening a lot of times. Someone is making 5K a month and they think that they need to have the Instagram profile, they need to have a YouTube channel, they need to have the Facebook group, they need to have the school group, they need to have the newsletter, they need to do a podcast, they need to do fucking TikTok. It's way too much, guys. Like, again, to get to 30K per month, remember what I said before: one traffic source, one platform, one appointment setter, and one high ticket offer. That's all you need to focus on. That's why on the left, you can see that if you put all of your energy, all of your time, and all of your focus on Instagram, on the strategy I'm about to show you, you're going to get to 30K per month much, much faster. So with that being said, the first thing that you need to do actually is you need to reverse engineer the goal. So again, what is the goal that we're talking about in this case? We're talking about $30,000 a month. Let's say that your offer is priced at $3,000. And again, feel free to completely change the math that I'm doing here. If your offer is 5K, then change it for 5K. Use your own data. But again, going back to what I was saying, offer price, let's assume that your offer is $3,000. In this case, you will need 10 sales per month. Now, let's say that on average, your closing rate has been 25%. That means that you're going to have 40 sales calls of people actually showing up to the call. Now, not everybody shows up to the sales call. So let's say that on average, your show up rate has been 75%. That means that you are going to need 50 calls a month, meaning 1.6 calls a day to hit $30,000 a month. So again, the first step is you need to know exactly how many calls per day you need to book. So as you can see here from the picture, that basically goes back to the point that I was saying before. If you want to get to 40K per month, you need to have laser focus. You need to be like a horse on a race. You need to have your blinders and you need to block everything out. All of the bullshit, all the distraction, got to be gone. You just need to focus on the goal, which in this case, the goal is 1.6 calls per day. So remove all distraction and only focus on booking 1.6 calls per day, no matter what. So the next question is, how do we go about booking these calls? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to understand the daily workflow. So when it comes to the workflow, think about it. We want to have calls. What comes before calls? We need leads. What comes before leads? We need traffic. So the framework is going to be traffic, sending traffic to the Instagram, people messaging you, and then turning those leads into calls. And the best way to get traffic will be a mix between organic marketing and paid advertising. And the beauty about paid advertising is that Unlike most people think, you can start with as little as $30 a day. You don't need to start with like a grand a day. You can start with a small budget, and then as you get leads, as you get calls, as you make sales, you can ramp it up faster. Now, before we start pumping money into ads, we need to make sure that the Instagram profile is optimized, and because everything that I'm about to show you here revolves around your Instagram account. So how do we go about it? There is a checklist. So the first thing you need to do is you need to have a clear bio. In a matter of 2 seconds, people need to understand exactly what you're all about. So the message need to be sharp, need to be straight, and in 2 seconds, everybody needs to understand exactly what is it that you do. Second thing they need to focus on are going to be the highlighted stories. And in the highlighted stories, you're going to have stories for your client results, FAQ, maybe your story, some stories from your life, maybe some clips from your lifestyle, maybe you travel, going to restaurants, all of that. So people can also build a bit of a deeper relationship with you. The third thing that you will need is you will need a VSL link in the bio, ideally with an opt-in page so that you can also build an email list. And finally, you need a free pin post where in the first post, for example, you can talk about, let's say, for example, that you are into Amazon FBA. So the first post can be, what is Amazon FBA? So in 60 seconds, you explain to the viewer, to the person who's going to be watching that is going to be landing on your Instagram profile, what is Amazon FBA. The second pin post is going to be an authority post. So in this case, what it could be a post about how I made 200K with Amazon FBA, or how I built a 7-figure Amazon business. And the third can be a success story. So let's say that you work with a lot of clients, you got great results with them. You can share maybe some highlights from some of these success stories, or you just want to show people that you know what you're talking about and that you have worked with plenty of students that got great results. So those are going to be the free pin posts at the top. And then you also want to ideally have, I would say, about 30 pieces of content between feed and reels. So once you've done all of that, then you're ready to move on to the next phase. But remember, the IG profile needs to be optimized, because there is no point in driving traffic to your Instagram profile or even to the inbox if the profile is not really optimized. The more optimized the profile will be, the more leads you're going to be getting, the more calls you're going to be booking, and also the more sales you're going to be making in most cases. So that brings us to step number 2, which is going to be driving traffic to the profile. So remember, what is the goal? We want to book at least 1.6 calls every single day. What do we need to do to book 1.6 calls per day? We need leads to reach out to. How do we get the leads? Well, we need traffic. It's as simple as that. So what I want you to do is I want you to create 3 different ads. So when it comes to writing the script for the ads, the first thing that I want you to understand is the components of an ad. So the high level overview, as you can see here, is APTC. That's basically all an ad is. So A stands for the avatar. In the first second, you want to call out the audience. You want to call out your target avatar. P stands for the promise that you are making. T stands for the time frame, and C at the end stands for call to action. And remember the key rule: people are selfish. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about what you have to say. They only care about themselves. So when someone sees your ad and they will take action on it, they will only do that if they think that by clicking on the ad, they will benefit from it. And remember that people are always motivated by 2 things. They're either motivated by fear or they're motivated by desires. And in most cases, fear is going to be a much stronger mover. So now that you understand the overview, let's dive into like an actual template that you can use. So as you can see here, the template starts with the C, so call out. In the first second, you need to call out your audience. So let's say that you work with personal trainers, attention personal trainers making 5K a month. Or if you work with filmmakers, if you work with, even if you have a B2C offer, let's say someone is frustrated in the 9 to 5, frustrated 9 to 5ers, and then you keep going. So you want to call out the audience in the first 1 to 2 seconds. Then you go into the problem. So start with a strong hook that immediately grabs the attention for the viewer in the first 3 to 5 seconds, which is the most important part of the video, to be fully transparent with you. And in this case, you can either lead with pain or desires. Most of the times, as I was saying before, people react to pain more as they want to get out of a painful situation. So think about what are some of the biggest pain points that your audience is facing and create a strong hook for your video. Then you want to agitate the problem. So now think about what are the second, third, or the consequences of what is going to happen to them if they don't think about the problem now, making the pain even stronger. Then you have the solution. So now here's where you come in. You want to be seen as their only vehicle to get over the painful situation and reach the desired situation. Now, the desired situation for some people can be leave their 9 to 5. For some other people, it can be finding a meaningful relationship. For some people, it will be having a six pack. For some people, will be making 100K a month with their coaching business. Again, that depends on your offer. And then you want to go into the social proof. So you basically just presented your solution, you made a claim, now you want to back it up with proof. So once you presented your solution, you also want to present the social proof. So what you can say, something along the lines of, and this is the same exact method that we have taught to more than 125 clients. People included Andrew, who was able to build his Amazon FBA store and make 10K a month in the first 30 days of starting with us, even if he had no previous experience. Or this is the same method that Jonathan started using to charge 10K for his wedding filmmaking services, and so on and so forth. Again, you just want to state at least 3 to 4 different student wins. So you basically just back up the claim that you just made. And then you want to have the call to action at the end. The call to action can be something along the lines of, now, if you want to learn how to achieve desired situation or get over pain, then simply DM me a specific keyword and I will tell you how to do it. Call to action, a couple of things that you need to keep in mind. Make sure that the keyword is not the same that you use on your organic posts, on your IG shoutouts, or even in the bio, because otherwise it will be more difficult to track the performance. I made some videos before on how to track the performance of these ads, so just make sure to check some of my previous videos. But as an example, let's say that with IG shoutouts, or let's say that in your bio you have the keyword 7-figure, then for the IG story ads, for example, what you could be saying is, you could be telling people, now, if you want to learn how to scale your coaching business to 100K per month, then simply DM me the word growth, and I will show you how. Here, what I also have is, I actually have an example of what a script could look like. Now, I know, I'm sharing way too much in today's video, but I really wanted to make it a great video. So here's what the script says. Are you a wedding filmmaker? Then listen to what I'm about to tell you very closely. We both know that wedding filmmaking can be very fulfilling but very stressful at the same time. Clients don't value your work and you always want to negotiate, and they always want to negotiate on the price. 14-hour day shooting, editing, and responding to customers, or even worse, finding yourself working for free just to build up your portfolio. And that's why so many people give up on their dreams of building a successful wedding filmmaking business. Now, what if I tell you that with the right strategies, you could be making 10, 20, 30, or 40K per month without having to work with low budget annoying clients, having to work 14-hour days, having to shoot more than 2 to 3 weddings a month? If it sounds impossible, it's because you've never heard of, and here you just mentioned your unique method, your unique solution before. This is a method that allowed me and over 120 wedding filmmakers to make between 10 to 50K per month, shooting only 2 to 5 weddings a month. Now, if you don't believe me, let me share some of my students and the results they were able to achieve. And here we're going to be putting maybe, let's say, 4 or 5 different clips of testimonials. If you don't have video testimonials from the clients, what you can say is, you can do what I said before. So it can be you talking from the camera, and you can just say, so for example, you have Andrew that before working with us was only able to charge $2,000 for a wedding. Now he's able to charge 10K. And you basically just share 3, 4, maybe 5 different success stories. And then at the end, you have the call to action. And these are just a few of the hundreds of testimonials, hundreds of students we helped. Now, if you want to discover how you can take your wedding filmmaking business to 20K per month, then simply tap below and DM me start. So this is the longer version. A shorter version could be, are you a wedding filmmaker? What if I told you that I develop a system that's allowing hundreds of filmmakers to charge 10K or more for a single wedding? People like, and once again, you talk about a few different students, Jonathan, who went from charging 2K per month to charging 10K per month, blah, 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 blah. The point is that the system simply works. So if you're tired of working with clients who don't value your work and always want to negotiate on the price, and you're ready to discover how you can start charging 10K per month for a single wedding, then DM me the word now. So this was an example. These were 2 examples. One was just longer, one was a short version of a script that you could potentially use. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to create 3 different ad concepts. And by concepts, I mean 3 ads that are completely different from each other. Don't just change the first line, because it doesn't work like that. So the whole concept of the ad needs to be different. Once you have those 3 videos, then you can move on to step number 3. And to do that, I'm now going to jump on my computer, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to be setting up these campaigns. All right, so now that I have my computer, we're ready to move on to step number 3, which is going to be setting up the campaign. So the first thing that I want you to do is, I want you to go on businessforfacebook.com, And I want you to check if you already have, first of all, a business manager, if you have an ad account that you can use to run the ads on. And if by any chance, let's say that you're banned, let's say that you have a disabled ad account, just DM me on Instagram at Bonazza Marco _ and I have some solutions for you in case, again, you're banned or you have some problems. Then what I want you to do is I want you to check if you already have a Facebook page. If not, you simply create one. And what I want you to do is I want you to go to the settings of the page, overview, you go all the way down, and you want to click on linked accounts. Now, why do you want to do that? Is because you want to connect your Instagram account to your Facebook page. That's just how it works. So you click on connect account, you're going to be clicking on connect account, and then you simply log in with your Instagram account. You log in, it's probably going to ask you for a code if you have the 2FA on. And then once you are inside the Instagram account, you simply connect it to the page. And once the connection is made, then you are ready to launch or to set up at least the campaigns. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to go and create a campaign. The objective that we're going to be selecting is going to be engagement. We want to click on manual engagement campaign. You want to give it a name. So the name, again, that really depends. In my case, I always call them, let's say, prospecting if it's going to be for warm traffic, remarketing if it's going to be for remarketing. In this case, you then call it just simply message. You call it maybe IGDM and the date. So today is the 14th of December. Okay. You go down. Advantage campaign budget is basically the CBO, meaning that the budget will be set at the campaign level, not the Excel level. Now, there is no need to turn on as of right now. And again, this video, of course, is going to be quite basic as a video because you're going to be spending $30 to $100 per day. So again, the setup can be very easy. But there are a couple of things that I want to show you. So again, here, where you see conversion location, you want to click on messaging apps. So from here, the ads name, again, most of the times, like I just call it open targeting and then the country. So let's say that we only want to go after the US, then we're going to call it open targeting, no interest US. Now, what does open targeting means? It means that we are not using any interest. And I'll touch on that in a second. But very, very important here is the Facebook page. So you see here that we connected the Facebook page that we previously used to connect the IG account, okay? Now, we scroll down. We don't want to use Messenger because we just want to focus on Instagram. So we're going to be deselecting Messenger. We go down. We make sure that only Instagram is connected. The daily budget, let's say that our daily budget is $40 and we're going to be setting $30 a day as the budget. The location, before we said that we were targeting the United States. So we click on United States. The first country is always where your business manager was created from. And then you go down and do you see where it says advantage plus audience? Now, this depends on you. You can leave it just as it is, or what you can also do is you can scroll down and you can also select the age. Now, for the age, I made another video before. Try to always have at least 20 years, in 20 to 25 years gap. And again, that also massively depends on the audience. So in this case, let's say that I'm going after an offer that is about remote closing or appointment setting. Our audience is either people that just finished college or people that are in 05. In this case, most of the time, 20 to 40 is going to be the right age range. Again, you can keep it broader. But one thing that we've noticed if you keep it to 18 to 65 is that sometimes you're going to get people that are very young and sometimes you're also going to get people that are old. So most of the times what we use is 20 to 40, 20 to 45. So again, this once again massively depends on your offer. If you are not sure, as always, it's very simple. You just send me a message on Instagram and I will let you know exactly who you should be targeting. Detail targeting, these are the interests and these is what you want to stay away from. So most of the times, like people think that by targeting the interest business or digital marketing or fucking, I don't know, health and wellness, that's going to make a difference. It won't make a difference. The ad determine who is going to be seeing the ad, if that makes sense. Like if in the ad you talk about personal trainers and you have specific keywords and the message in your ad will determine who is going to be seeing the ad. So if in the ad you talk about personal trainers, you talk about keywords that are related to personal training, then the algorithm will automatically pick up those keywords and will show the ad to people that are potentially interested. Don't try to outsmart the algorithm. The algorithm is much smarter than you. So just let it do its job. Then you click down, advantage placements. In this case, you can also keep it open. Now, one thing that you can keep in mind is that when it comes to the IGDM strategy, a lot of times you can also just use stories and reels. So in this case, you would be deselecting everything apart from stories and reels. Now, one thing that you have to keep in mind is that also feed is always going to work really well. So my suggestion is you should always be testing feed and stories and just see which one gets you the best results. Let's say in this case, I just want to test the feed. Then what I do is I simply go in the media, I select the video. Let's say that I want to use this video. Then I take my copy. I'm gonna put like a random copy. But what you want to do is you want to have, let's say, this copy one. At the end of the copy, make sure that you say, let's say in this case, we are telling people, so if you want to scale your coaching business to 100K per month by leveraging Instagram DM ads and a team of appointment setters, then DM me growth, something like that. And you also always want to have, as I was saying before, two different variations. So ideally, you're going to have ad copy one and ad copy two. Again, the copies, one can be like a much longer ad copy, one can be like a shorter copy. Just make sure that they are different from one another. Then you go down here, very important, this is going to be the form. So this is the form that you're going to be using. So you're going to be clicking on edit. The first thing that you do is you remove question 2, you remove question 3, and here you use the keyword that I mentioned before. So if you remember in the ad copy, I had the keyword growth. So I'm going to be putting growth. And here you can say, hey, if you want to, or you can say click on send if you want to learn how to scale your coaching business to 100K per month by leveraging Instagram DM ads and team of appointment setters. There we go. Again, depending on the offer, you can say click on send if you want to master the highest paid skill of 2023. Click on send if you want to learn how to start and grow a YouTube automation business, etc., etc. But that doesn't matter. Then you go down and you use the keyword. Remember, the keyword must be the same because you're going to be using the keyword to track the performance of the ads. And then here you can just call it growth form 1412. You save it. And then remember what I said before, I want you to create 3 different ads. So in this case, you just go here, you duplicate it twice. If you use 3 ads, if you use 5, that's the same principle. And you simply, what you want to do is you simply want to go here, you want to change the video. And let's say that you want to use this video here, you simply use that one. And then same thing also for the third video. Once all of this is ready, you double check everything. So you double check the campaign setup, you double check the budget, the audience, the placement. In this case, one final thing that I will say, I don't want to make it confusing, but you can see here that the placement is the feed. What you can also do is you can test stories and reels as a different placement and just see which one gets you the best results. Now, of course, if you're going to be using stories and reels, make sure that the format is different. So to confirm, the format for feed is going to be 1080 by 1080. The format for stories and reels is going to be 1080 by 1920. So that is one thing that you have to keep in mind. Once all of this is ready, you hit publish, you wait for the review, and then once the ads are approved, you're going to start getting DMs. And then from there, the goal is to move to step number 4, which is going to be turning these DMs into calls. And for that, I'll close my computer and go back to my iPad. Now, a couple of questions that people normally ask me. The first one is, how many ads should I be testing? So this depends on your budget. Let's say that your daily budget is between $25 to $50 a day. Then my suggestion will be to test 3, maybe 5 ads. If your budget is $100 a day, then you should be testing between 5 to 8 different ads. And if your budget is between $200 to $300 a day, then you should be testing between 10 to 14 different ads. One question that I also get a lot of times is, how long should I keep running these ads? Well, unless the initial data, CPM, CTR, CPC is complete shit, then you should be spending at least 10 times your average cost per DM on each ad before you decide whether you should keep it running or whether you should be turning it off. Now, I'm also going to be talking about the KPIs. So when it comes to the KPIs, here are the KPIs that you should be shooting for. So the first KPI is the CTR. The CTR in simple words is how many people click on the ad. And that metric should be around 0.8% or higher. The higher, the better. If the CTR is less than 0.8%, it means that the message or the content doesn't resonate with people. If this happens, feel free to send me a message on Instagram and I will be more than happy to review your ads and give you feedback. The first metric that we're looking at is the DM rate. So this is the percentage of people that go from clicking on the ad to sending you a message. So the formula is DMs divided by outbound clicks. And this number should always be between 20 to 40%. If it's lower than that, it means that there are some problems with the form that you're using on the campaigns, or maybe some problems also with your IG profile. The fourth metric that we're looking at is the setting rate. So this is the number of calls that your appointment setters or yourself set on the total number of DMs. This highly depends on your industry, offer, and whether or not you are having the triage process in place. But in general, you should be able to book about 15% of the DMs into calls. The cost per DM, this once again massively depends on the industry, the offer, and also your profile. So if you want to have a KPI for your offer, then once again, go on Instagram, DM me your niche. And I mean, I will just check out your Instagram profile and I'll be able to tell you more or less what KPIs you should be shooting for. Because as I said before, we work with so many clients, we know exactly what KPIs you should be shooting for. And then we have the show up rate for the triage or the sales call, which should be always at least 60 to 65%. If that number is lower, it probably means that you need to check what you're doing in terms of reminders, what is the seller doing in the inbox before the call, and also the confirmation page where people get redirected once they book the call. Now, we're ready to move on to step number 4, which is going to be turning DMs into booked calls. So now that the ads are live and now that people are sending you DMs, we're ready to turn those DMs into money. And how do we do that? We do that by leveraging an appointment setting script. And once again, maybe it's because it's Christmas, but I literally felt like Santa Claus this morning and I gave you a plug and play, copy paste appointment setting script that you can use. But before we dive into the script, I want you to understand the key concept behind all of these. So the key concept is that the whole goal here is for you to find a reason why the prospect should get on a call with you, plus of course qualify them to see if they're going to be wasting your time or not. You qualify them based on how interested they are in solving the problem and how much money they have, or in general, like if they can afford your solution. So in terms of the information, the intel that you want to gather, there are 4 main pieces of information that you want to gather. The first one is going to be the starter. So the first thing that you need to understand is what pushed them to DM you. And if it's for inbound DMs, stories, CTAs, bio, comments, you want to understand why is someone taking the time to send you a message? What pushed them to do that? Second thing that you understand is the pain. So what problem are they trying to solve? Let's say that they feel stuck in an 9-to-5 routine. Maybe they struggle to lose weight. Maybe they struggle to book appointments for their agencies. Again, you want to find out the pain. Then you want to understand what have they tried but failed. So have they already tried to solve the problem before? And what solutions did they try before? Then you want to understand what are the desires. So what's the ultimate goal? Why is someone reaching out to you, and what is the desired situation where they want to get to? And finally, you want to have the qualifiers, which, as I was saying before, is just for someone not to waste your time. So understand how much of a priority is it for them to solve a problem now, because someone can be interested in solving a problem, but if they want to solve the problem in 12 months from now, well, you can keep them in the pipeline, but it's going to be a bit of a waste of time. And the second thing that you want to understand, this mainly is if you have like a B2C offer, is do they have a job, do they have savings, and generally speaking, can they afford your solution? So now let's dive into the actual example of a setting script. But yeah, an example of the setting script can be something like this. So you start off by saying, hey, Marco, appreciate you reaching out to learn more about how you can, and again, here you always need to relate it to what you say in the ad. So for example, you could say, hey, Marco, appreciate you reaching out to learn more about how appointment setting works. Exciting to share the details with you shortly. Would it be cool if I ask a couple of questions? Then you wait for a response from them. And one more thing that I want to say, when it comes to appointment setting, speed is the key. Move as fast as you can. The longer you wait to get back to your leads, the longer you wait to reply to them, the more efficiency you're going to be losing and the more money you're going to be leaving on the table. So move fast, whether that is you or an appointment setter. So then you wait for a response, as I was saying before, and then you say, great, just curious, what made you interested here and what do you do for a living? Now, this is mainly true if it's a B2C offer, for B2B, or for, again, It depends if you want to ask what they do for a living. It depends on the audience, but I'm just giving you an example. Then you wait for a response, and then you say thanks for sharing that. So are you already familiar with how appointment setting works, or can I share a quick breakdown with you? You wait for the response. If they already know how it works, then you skip to the next phase. If they have no idea what you're talking about, then you break it down for them. So you break it down in ideally 5 messages, and send them separately. Then you wait for a response, and then you move to the call. You pitch the call. So based on that, I think it will make the most sense to jump on a quick 15-minute chat to see how we can help you out. Is it something that you're open to? Then you wait for a response, you drop the booking link, and then you tell them, let me know when you book so I can make sure it comes through, and with what email. You wait for the confirmation, and then you send them the pre-call material, again, depending on your offer, depending on how you structure your sales process. But for example, let me see if I go here. I do have an example. Yeah, later we're also going to be talking about the follow-ups. But an example for a cold email service or a cold email coaching program could be something like, hey, Marco, I appreciate you reaching out to learn more about how you can start booking extra 1 to 3 meetings a day for your agency using cold email. Excited to share the details with you shortly. Would it be cool if I ask you a few questions? Then they're going to say yes. If they say no, well, I mean, just move on. They say yes, great. Just curious, what made you interested here, and for how long have you been running your agency? So again, by asking questions like these, one, you're able to understand how long have they been in the game. Two, you can get a better idea of like how much money they could potentially have. Then you wait for a response, and then you say, okay, thanks for sharing that. And you can always elaborate a bit more. In this case, it's difficult because it's not a real life example. So depending on what the person is going to be saying, you can always elaborate a bit more. But again, remember the 4 key pieces of intel that you always want to gather. One, why did the person took the time out of their day to message you? What are the pain? What solution have they tried? And what is the ultimate goal? And of course, also what is a qualifier? So then you break it down. So are you very familiar with cold email? How cold email works, or can I share a quick breakdown with you? You wait for a response, you break it down for them, and then basically the final part will be exactly the same. Now, a couple of things when it comes to follow-ups. You want to check all the leads every 8 hours. If they saw the message but they didn't respond, you follow up with them. If they haven't seen the message yet, you wait another 4 hours, and you follow up in 16 hours from when they messaged you, regardless, from when you messaged them, regardless if they saw the message or not. Couple of follow-ups and messages that you can use. The first one is you can just say still with me, question mark. Then you can say Marco. Then you can say their name, question mark. So for example, Marco, question mark. And then you can say, hey, Marco, I'm just checking in case you missed this. And the fourth one that you can use is, could you answer my last question so we can proceed? So again, this is a setting script that you can use. Now, one more thing that is very, very important. Should you be reaching out just to the people that DM you? The answer, of course, is no. You want to get the most out of your spend. You want to get the most out of your organic reach. So if someone sees the ad, but they don't send you DM, but they follow you, then you still reach out to them. Someone leaves a comment on the ad, but they don't DM you, you still reach out to them. They go here to squeeze as much as you can out of your Instagram profile. This means you're going to be reaching out and you're going to be starting conversation with everybody that is going to send you that is going to send you a DM with the keyword. You're going to reach out to all the new followers. You're going to reach out to the people that reply to your stories. You're going to reach out to the comments. Again, the key is to squeeze out as much as you possibly can. Once you start running the ads and the message is hitting your target audience and they are responsive, your Instagram account will literally become a gold mine. And it will be your job to get the most out of it. And remember, here, we're not looking for 1,000,000 calls a day. We're looking only for 1.6 calls a day. If, for example, the offer is $3,000 and you are closing already 25%. So you must make it your obsession to turn these leads into qualified calls. Let's move on into step number 5, which is going to be the final takeaway. So as you saw, the strategy is actually quite simple. But the key to mastering it and seeing incredible results is by implementing the mindset of constant refinement. Your first few ads will never be bangers. Your first setting script won't be a home run right away. Your first 50 reels won't be amazing, but what truly makes the difference is the obsession that you have with improvement. Every day you can make your ads a little bit better, your setting script a little bit better, your Instagram profile a little bit better, and that's what truly separates winners. It's being obsessed with making progress. Every morning you look at your data, you look at your number, and you ask yourself, how can I make it better? How did the change that I made yesterday impacted the performance? Again, the game is simple. You test, you keep testing, and you keep analyzing the performance. That's it. That's the key to winning at this game. And finally, you have the daily routine. So if you want to hit 30K per month in the next 90 days, here's what you need to do. You keep it very simple. You wake up, you drink a double espresso. If you don't like double espresso, you still drink it. You analyze the numbers from the day before: ad spend, new DMs, new followers, booked calls, calls taken, and closes. Then you analyze the performance of the setter. Then you want to spend 30 minutes every single day planning new ad concepts that you can test, and you can do that by doing market research, by analyzing what your competitors are doing, by analyzing trends, and so on and so forth. Then you want to analyze the performance of the setters and the setting script. And then you want to keep thinking obsessively about the number of calls that you want to book. Remember, 1.6 calls per day, 1.6 calls per day, 1.6 calls per day. That's all you need to have on your mind. No distractions, nothing else. Every 5 minutes, you need to think about the 1.6 calls. And then you need to book calls, take calls, collect as much cash as possible. And once you do that, once you collected the daily target, which is going to be $1,000 a day, then you can go to the gym, strictly only train chest or triceps, avoid legs at all costs, because the more you train legs, the less money you're going to be making. It's proven. And then, plan your day, go to sleep, and then wake up and do the same exact thing. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. And if you need help, if you want to scale faster, then simply DM me on Instagram, and that's it. So with that being said, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.